What if I told you that one of the most intricate and mysterious designs in the natural world isn't made by humans, aliens, or ancient cultures, but by a fish no bigger than your palm? Picture this. A vast, sandy seabed, flat and seemingly lifeless. Then, out of nowhere, a perfect circle appears. Not just a simple ring, but an elaborate pattern of ridges and valleys, radiating out from a central point like a mandala drawn in sand. For years, these underwater, crop circles baffled divers and scientists alike. Who or what was creating them? The answer turned out to be more extraordinary than anyone imagined. It all started in the coastal waters of Japan, where local divers began noticing these strange formations on the seafloor. They were temporary, appearing almost overnight and then vanishing with the tides. At first, people speculated about everything from secret military experiments to underwater currents with a strange sense of artistry. But the truth was far more intimate, and it was hiding in plain sight. Let's dive deeper into this mystery. The first real clue came when someone decided to watch. Not from a distance, but up close, patiently, for hours. And that's when they saw it. A small, unassuming fish, barely 5 inches long, fluttering its fins and moving grains of sand with astonishing precision. This was the pufferfish, more specifically, the white-spotted pufferfish. And it wasn't just digging a nest. It was engineering a masterpiece. But why? What could possibly drive a tiny fish to spend days constructing something so elaborate, only to see it washed away by the next strong current? To understand that, we need to look at what's really happening in that circle. The structure isn't random. Every ridge, every groove has a purpose. The male pufferfish starts by selecting a patch of fine sand, usually in calm, clear water. Then, using only his body and fins, he begins to sweep and push the sand, moving in a perfect circular path. He doesn't stop there. He creates outer rings and inner patterns, sometimes even decorating the peaks with bits of shell and coral. The final design is symmetrical, breathtaking, and incredibly fragile. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. Scientists studying these circles discovered that they aren't just for show. They're a vital part of the pufferfish's mating ritual. The male builds this sculpture to attract a female. But it's not just about beauty. The ridges and valleys actually alter the flow of water across the seabed, channeling currents in a way that makes the center of the circle the safest, most desirable place for a female to lay her eggs. Think of it as an underwater palace, designed not for looks alone, but for survival. The finer sand particles tend to gather in the center, creating a soft nursery. The outer walls may help protect against predators. And the overall complexity, it signals to the female that this male is a capable partner, healthy, persistent, and genetically fit. But building this structure is a massive investment. The male pufferfish works tirelessly, sometimes up to 9 days in a row with very little rest. He's vulnerable while he works. He can't eat much. He's exposed. If a rival male comes along, he might have to defend his creation or watch it get destroyed. And if no female is impressed, the circle will eventually fade and he'll have to start all over again. This behavior raises a deeper question. How does a creature with such a small brain execute something so geometrically complex? Researchers believe it's partly instinct, a behavior hardwired over generations, and partly learning. Young males may not build perfect circles at first. They improve over time, refining their technique through trial and error. It's a reminder that intelligence in nature isn't always what we expect. You don't need a big brain to create something beautiful. You need purpose. What's even more astonishing is that these circles have been found to influence the local ecosystem. Small organisms settle in the grooves. The altered currents redistribute nutrients. In a way, the pufferfish isn't just building a mating site. He's temporarily reshaping his environment, creating a microhabitat that benefits other species too. Today, we know the secret of the underwater crop circles. But that doesn't make them any less magical. If anything, understanding the effort, the biology, and the evolutionary brilliance behind them only deepens the wonder. They remind us that the natural world is full of hidden artists, quiet, persistent, and driven by the most fundamental forces of life. To attract, to reproduce, to endure. So the next time you walk along a beach or gaze out at the ocean, remember, just below the surface, a small architect may be at work, sculpting the sand into a fleeting masterpiece, a testament to nature's endless creativity. What other animal mysteries do you think are still waiting to be solved? Share your ideas in the comments. We might just explore them in a future episode of Nature Unlocked.